Good afternoon. I'm Tim Curran, half of the finance couple, and welcome to 2-Minute Tuesdays with Tim, where we look to infuse financial planning with just a little bit of common sense, which, as we all know, is quite uncommon these days, especially these days. Today, I want to talk about capitalism. Let me preface it by telling you this. When I practice law, we always used to say, look, the legal system in the United States is a terrible system, but it's the best one in the world. I truly believe capitalism, free markets, whether or not you think it's a good or bad system, and you might think it's a bad system, but the reality is it's the best system in the world. What's happening now is capitalism is being messed with, for lack of a better phrase. We have certain entities, namely politicians and the Federal Reserve, that are inserting themselves too much into capitalism, and it is distorting capitalism. We've been talking about inflation, how prices and seemingly everything are going up and away. Well, we've been saying, hey, and the Federal Reserve's been saying, well, it's transitory just while we get through this recovery of the pandemic. I'm not so sure anymore, because we're messing with capitalisms. And look, I know everybody wants to get in politics and talk about the Republicans or the Democrats. To me, all the politicians, red and blue, are to blame. They're all spending like drunken sailors. Sure, the Democrats right now seem to be turbocharging it, but you can't mess with capitalism and expect there not to be any consequences. To get through the pandemic, the government issued billions, trillions of dollars of money. They flooded the system. The Federal Reserve cut rates to zero and flooded the system with money to try to help and get us through this pandemic. Well, we've been going through it and we're recovering from it, yet they're not stopping. Sure, the federal supplements for the unemployment insurance has ended. Sure, the moratoriums on a lot of rents and mortgages have ended. But the reality is, for instance, with the moratoriums, maybe the federal moratoriums on rent and mortgages have ended, but there's a lot of cities, states, counties that have not ended their moratoriums. So people simply don't need to pay their rent or mortgage. And unfortunately, they're making a rational decision not to. People are still collecting unemployment insurance. Even if they're not getting that federal supplement, they're still getting enough federal and state unemployment benefits to where they're making, again, unfortunately, rational decisions not to work, because they're saying, well, I'm not being paid enough. Heck, you've got families that are combined, two income family making roughly $100,000 combined, and they're getting thousands of dollars in child care tax credits. And I'm not getting into the politics of whether or not that's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying we are giving away too much money. We're messing with capitalism. So when you find yourself getting upset with inflation and all the prices going crazy, and we're in bubble in just about everything right now, I'm blaming the politicians and the Federal Reserve. Enough is enough. Stop giving away money. Stop flooding the system with money, because you're messing with capitalism. You're not letting the free markets work, and we're having some detrimental consequences. Thanks so much for watching. Next week, we're going to talk about capitalism a little bit more. If you have any questions that you want me to answer on a 2-Minute Tuesdays, please send me an email, tcurran@lpl.com. Please share this video with everybody you know, like us on Facebook. And most importantly, as I always like to say, please mind your state of mind. Thanks. Goodbye.